Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Washington Nationals March to October here on Season 2. And before we get into trying to pick up our first win of the season, I want to take you guys through our trade management screen and talk about what we're looking for, because I meant to include this at the end of last episode as I was talking about the lineups and all that, but I figured by that point there had already been enough of a chunk of an episode of me not playing the game. So the main thing that I have that we're looking for right now is first baseman, just because of that whole now I gotta go back to the lineup screen, that whole first base situation where Joey Meneses is the only one on the entire big league roster who can play first. It's one of his secondaries and he's the only one, so we got to get a second first baseman, somebody to take the load off of him and honestly send him back to being a DH, because if he has to miss any games because he's tired from playing the field, we don't want that bat not in the lineup. That's part of what made him so good last year, is he literally played in every game. So I'm targeting a few different first basemen, but the frustrating part about it is we literally already have who I would consider to be the perfect option in our organization. We just have no way of actually calling him up. Michael Chavis once again would fit in so nicely on our big league squad, but we don't have the ability to make any sort of roster move and call him up. But what I'd be looking for ideally is, I'm thinking that I like the thought of keeping Jesse Winker at DH against righties, but I don't know if I like the thought of him batting lefty-lefty as the DH. So what I'd want to do is get somebody who can hit lefties well to play first base and then send Meneses back to DHing against lefties. And I mean, who would fit that more perfectly than Michael Chavis? He's got 61 contact with 81 power against lefties. Real solid fielding for a first baseman with that speed out of nowhere. He'd be perfect. We just can't call him up. And he's not even on the 40-man roster somehow. So, like, I don't even know if he can even pop up for a call-up opportunity. So we have to look elsewhere for a first baseman. And I kind of have three different options. The first one is the completely impossible and never gonna happen, but man, would it be awesome if it happened option. And that's Garrett Doyle. If you were watching last season, this dude was somebody who was available in the draft for my pick, and I didn't pick him because I didn't have him scouted fully, because when I did scout him after the first week of scouting, it made it look like he wasn't going to be good, and now here he is in the big leagues at 18 years old and already a 79 overall. This has to be one of the most valuable players I've ever seen in MLB The Show, like, because of that potential and how young he is and how good he already is. So there's no way that we actually are going to be able to trade for him. But he can play first, so, like, you know, he would fit, and I have him on here because, you know, what if a trade pops up? I feel like I should be willing to trade whoever if he pops up. The second option is Brandon Drury, and he's kind of exactly like what I was talking about wanting out of Chavis, just slightly better actually. But he's still an 83, so it might be tough to trade for him, and he's also just a rental for this season, and then he'll be a free agent. The last of the three first base options here is Bobby Dahlbeck from Texas. He basically is Michael Chavis against lefties, but you know, he's kind of a lower overall. He is cheap, and we would have him for 3 seasons, so like maybe he's a little bit more valuable than I would think, but we'll have to see. And then since I do have like positional needs with first baseman, maybe there'll be other options that come up that would be even better. For the other player that I targeted here, I feel like it needs some explanation, so I'll try and make it quick. One of the main players I want to trade away this season is Steven Strasburg, because he's just going to be regressing at 35 years old. He's already only an 81 overall, so it's not like he's a super high rated pitcher. So the sooner we can get him off the books, probably the better. Like, he's going to be good for this season probably still, but he'll probably be down to like a 77, 76 by the end, and then we'd still have to pay him for 2 more years. So I'd like to trade him now, but if we traded him now, I would like to get a pitcher back just to fill his spot in the rotation. And I feel like we need a very specific trade partner in order to pull this off. And I think I found the perfect team, because what I'm looking for is a team that's going to be in contention, so they'll want to trade for a good starting pitcher. Also a team that doesn't have enough good starting pitchers to begin with. And then I feel like the third thing is they kind of need to have somebody that costs money to send back, kind of like the trade we made for Kenley last season. But the Rangers, like, they fit all that perfectly. I think the game ranks them 8th going into this season. They have DeGrom, but then after DeGrom, Strasburg would be the next best pitcher. And they do have, I mean, all these pitchers here are veteran options that they are paying a decent amount. The one that I targeted here was Heaney, just because it would only be 1 year on the books. But honestly, I wouldn't care whoever they offered me in return. I feel like anybody kind of fits what I would take back. I just hope the game recognizes what I'm trying to do, because that's, you know, the one thing about March to October is it's all just kind of depends on what pops up. So they might be thinking, oh, he wants to make a postseason push and add a veteran arm, so he wants to trade away a prospect type guy. But that's not who I want to trade for Heaney. I'm worried that that's what the game is going to think. But anyway, the players to shop screen, obviously it's Strasburg. I have Robles there because this is the last year of his contract. And we have James Wood, we have Elijah Green, and they're already the same overall that Robles is. So I don't really see a need to bring back Robles anyway after this season. So with already having Kiermaier, may as well throw him on here and see if we can get any interesting trades. And then Kenley's on here just because he's regressing, and maybe we can get some value out of him before he becomes too bad that I don't really want to use him. Untouchables was just a bunch of young guys, so Elijah Green, James Wood, Brady House, and then Estevan Zapata. So I took up probably more time than I wanted to there, but we are ready to go to get into our first game of the episode. We got to turn things around after that rough loss in the first one, and we're not going to be starting this game in an easy spot, because not only are we losing by a run, but it's them that has the bases loaded and we have to work out of the jam. Mackenzie Gore didn't have a good start. That's not what I want to see. Actually, I was looking at numbers and he's not the only one. Adone and Cavalli both had bad starts too. Looks like Meneses and Winker both hit their first home runs of the season. Meneses might have been a grand slam. And then yeah, Mackenzie Gore 4 1/3, 6 runs allowed. Matt Moore even allowed a run out of the bullpen. His ERA is way up there. Man, what happened? Because I pitched a pretty good outing with him on opening day. And it looks like Nick Sandlin got into this mess, so you know what? He's going to get out of it too. Or I will throw an absolute meatball right down the middle and Kiermaier can't get there. That might end this game. My God, and I gave up another hit. So that's 2 pitches, and I've allowed 4 runs. Nick Sandlin, man, what happened? He was so good last season, and then he fell apart in the postseason. Is that just continuing here? Can he not pitch anymore? Did he forget how? There we go. Finally got a swing and a miss to get that last out. Just in time, too. We're only down 5. All right, apparently that was a ball. If we're going to get anything started, that's how you do it. Wow, I really just struck out on that. That is terrible. And that's going to be a double play, so nothing out of the leadoff walk. Nice, that's how you start a comeback. All right, nice little quick inning of work there from Hunter Harvey. Let's see if we have any magic in our bats today. Hey, nope, okay, I thought that got through. Nope. Kiermaier can't get it through either. And that'll probably do it. So nice game. We give up 4 runs and then get shut down by a 70 overall 21-year-old rookie. All right, so I wonder if then we're just going to pick up our first win in simulations and not get to do it myself. We still have a lot of negative momentum, though, so maybe we will just keep losing. We're just still losing. Haven't won a game yet. We're facing the Dodgers here. Put an end to this losing streak. We are 0-8 to start the season. The defending World Series champions, 0-8. You already know ESPN is tweeting out all kinds of stats saying, oh, it's been since 1924 since the defending world champions have taken this long to win a game. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this next one. We got to win this one, right? They're giving me a 1-0 lead to start. We just got to hold on to it. Adone had himself a nice start here. I'm assuming this is going to be his second start of the year. No earned runs in 6 innings. He's still going out there, though. I might call it a day. Yeah, let's. They already had Kyle Finnegan warming up, so let's give him the ball here. We got 2 setup men, so let's use 1 one in the 7th, the other in the 8th, and then close it. I always like pitching with Finnegan too. It's fun throwing that outlier 2-seam up and into righties. And Kiermaier's not going to let that fall in. That's 2 pitches, 2 pop-ups. They actually turned on that one though. And that's going to be out number 3. Nice little inning there from Finnegan. All right, can I hit? Because I haven't been doing that yet. Ruiz, nope, that's another one weak. That was too low to be. Oh, but he pulled him off the base. Okay, that's a runner on then. Oh, man, I don't know why I said they. I was very early on that one. Good PCI, I just did not want to wait back on that. Oh, and Kiermaier with the perfect. And it left. Oh, okay. I did not think that was going to get over that wall, but Kevin Kiermaier hits his first home run as a National. It gives us a comfortable lead now. Man, with all the new players we brought in, I wouldn't have thought Kiermaier was the first one I'd go deep with. And Abrams, I doubt that's going to be able to drop in. Nah, I hit that too high. Oh, we got hit. Come on, man. You can't come into the game and hit somebody. You can't do that to bring up Meneses when you're a lefty. Oh, man. And I continue from last postseason where I would just barely miss with Meneses. That's a pretty good swing. Just barely missed it. But Kiermaier gave us the cushion. I'm going to go to my lefty here. Let's get Mantiply into the game. And there you go. That's how you come into a game. Give up a lefty-lefty hit. Man, and that's getting through too. And you know what? I just remembered something I feel like I was saying last year, especially at the start of a new season. It always felt like the difficulty was cranked up. Like last year, Mantiply would come in and mow these guys down. And now they're taking that pitch just off the plate like that. And then they're getting back-to-back hits. It's always on the pitching side, too. I remember thinking that last year. The pitching, it seemed tougher to get outs at the start of each new season. That's got to get run down, Abrams. I don't like that I still saw that bad jump. You gonna throw him out at third? No, that looked like a pretty weak arm also. Gotta get 2 on this. This is the slowest turn we could have made, and it still got him. All right. All right. We go down, or we go up 0-3. What am I even saying? We went up 3-0 in that count, and then 3 straight pitches basically right down the middle sat me down. That one could drop in. Nope. Okay. All right, well, no more insurance and apparently no more patience at the plate. Gotta close it out now. Let's just end this losing streak. They got the bottom of their order coming up. We have Kenley Jansen against the Dodgers. He's had a good start to the season with a nice infinity ERA. There we go. That'll literally bring that ERA back down to earth. Rosario, he got there, but he's not getting the animation to make the play. He's a better fielder at short than Abrams, but still not a great one. All right, front door cutter there up in, and that's a nice pitch. One more here. Got to set down the number 1 hitter. And there we go. Slider low and away. Picks up the win. Picks up the save for Kenley. And it's got to be said that that could be one of his last saves of his entire career. He doesn't have too many left in the tank. But there we go. We finally got the nice win. We got an extra momentum fireball for not giving up a run. We're going to flip that momentum around. Hopefully it becomes positive enough to pick up a couple wins. Oh, never mind. It lied to me. I forgot that it lies to me. It's been a little while. But we still flipped it around. That should be enough momentum to give us a win or 2. Oh, and more scouting. Did we not discover? We got a guy with like 90 plus or 95 plus discovery, and he didn't discover a single player. All right, well, this Jim Carlisle got fully scouted, and he's very interesting. And I don't know if I mean that in a good way, but he has high potential, not the highest overall for already being 23, but his attributes are weird. He has a really high hits and Ks per 9 for both now and the future, but he has no velo and no break. on those pitches. So if you're not throwing hard and you're not throwing anything that moves, how are you preventing hits and getting strikeouts? Marty Jarvis moved down in terms of the rank versus the MLB rank, but we learned from Garrett Doyle last year to go ahead and fully scout him. All right, so I changed our discovery to being infielders from Central because, I don't know, we didn't discover a single one from the West, so I don't know if that means nobody was there or if our scout with a 96 discovery rating just stinks. And then we're keeping Marty Jarvis and having Patton scout international closing pitchers. So now we advance. Let's see if we can win some games. We lost to LA after the win, but then we won the series against the Cubs. Now we're going to Detroit for a player lock with Luis Garcia. That could be big. And I think that is the perfect way to start an episode. So we'll save that for the next one. So we are definitely off to a rough start, but it's nothing we can't fix. So I'm not all that worried this early on. But guys, make sure if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But that's it for today. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time.